Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Mustafa Sarkar. I'm a lecturer in sports and exercise psychology at Nottingham, Trent University. One of my main areas of work looks at the notion of resilience. Resilience is a really important area in sport. We know that athletes face numerous demands and pressures throughout their sporting careers. And what is it that enables athletes to perform under pressure? And that's what the notion of resilience looks like. And when we're talking about resilience, we talk about it as a dynamic process that results from the interaction of a person and the environment that we're in. But when it comes to developing resilience, we often focus on the athlete or the individual, but we often ignore the role of the environment and the environment that the athlete operates in. So the purpose of today and what I'm going to be talking about is looking at the role of the environment in helping athletes to develop resilience. And a quote that I often kind of comes to mind, which really kind of resonates with this idea of the environment, is when a flower doesn't bloom, you fix the environment in which it grows, not the flower. Using the analogy of the flower, you look at the plant food, you look at water. You don't actually get rid of the flower, and that's really important when it comes to resilience. Is we want to look at the environment that individuals are in to help coaches in particular creating really good environments that athletes can flourish and thrive. So what I'm going to be talking about is two real key aspects of the environment, the notions of challenge and also the notions of support. And it's the interaction and the balance between challenge and support that's really important when creating a good environment for resilience. So when it comes to the role of the environment, I mentioned the two notions of challenge and support. And what I've got here is on the vertical axis where you've got high challenge and high support. So we've got here high support and also low support. So this is the notion of support on the vertical axis. And on the horizontal axis, you've got challenge, where you've got low challenge and high challenge. And when you break these two things down, you can come up with some sort of matrix. And each of these matrices represent the balance between challenge and support. So in the bottom left-hand corner, you've got an environment where there's low challenge and low support, and that refers to a stagnant environment. This is an environment where not much is going on. You've got low challenge and low support. People are just surviving. Not much is happening in that environment. People feel bored. People don't feel particularly stimulated to work in that environment. On the bottom right, you've got an environment where you've got high challenge but low support. And this is the environment of an unrelenting environment. And this is a really important environment because often when we're talking about this high challenge, low support environment, this is an environment where individuals, for example, might feel isolated, they might feel quite lonely. There's little care for well-being in an unrelenting environment. There's also a blame kind of culture where individuals are looking to blame external people rather than looking inwardly. The other environment is a high support, low challenge environment, and this is called a comfortable environment. And this is an environment where things are going pretty well, but actually people aren't pushed beyond their comfort zone. And even though things might be going well in this particular environment, people aren't stretching themselves. And in this particular environment, you might have great levels of well-being, but you're unlikely to have high levels of performance. The environment that we really want to kind of emphasize is this high challenge, high support environment. And this is called a facilitative environment. And in this facilitative environment, is an environment where individuals feel safe to make mistakes, feel safe to take risks. It's an environment where athletes, for example, are always looking to challenge themselves, always looking to seek out constructive feedback. It's an environment where competitiveness is actually not taken to an extreme level. Competitiveness is used actually as a way to drive each other to do better. And it's an environment where people feel as if they can learn from mistakes. They can use failure as an opportunity to develop and to grow. And what's really important is that each of these environments have certain underpinning characteristics. And it's important to recognize which particular environment we're creating for athletes with the intention of creating this facilitative environment. So I hope that's been useful to give you an idea about the different environments that us as sports psychologists, but also the role of us in helping coaches to create really good environments with the intention of building resilience in athletes. I hope that's been useful for your practice, for some of the research that you might be doing, and thank you very much.